Hey guys, welcome back to another Gwent video. Today's deck is going to be the good old Arachas Swarm deck. This deck has always been, in my opinion, a very fun and also pretty competitive deck in most of the patches that this has been played in. I've always found this deck to be extremely fun, especially because it doesn't typically follow this, the typical game plan of going tall or having heavy control. Instead, this goes extremely wide by using Arachas Swarm and a bunch of Swarmy cards. Not really much to say. The deck doesn't use any of the new cards from 8.3. It basically runs pretty much the same deck from last patch. Um, some of the synergies that maybe some new players might not recognize is that Yerden and Yennefer work extremely well together. So Yennefer buffs, all units on the board, right? At least that's what you want to use her for. And then Yerden just denies one row of the opponent's buffs. So essentially, these work really well with each other. So even in a Skellige matchup where typically the opponent doesn't have boosted units, Yerden actually can get some decent value. Other than that, Tristalichnesis plays either Bone Talisman, Spontaneous Evolution, or Chimera. Skirl is a tech card for Echo cards or Redanian Ghost Ship, stuff like that. Chimera is a phenomenal bronze introduced in the Way of the Witcher. Phenomenal bronze card. Wildhunt Bruiser is another tech card, very good against movement engines like Skellige's Hunter, Brockwar Hunter, which can be very annoying against your Swarm. Dorgray again, another tech lock. Parasite is just a great pull, and we have Whisper's Tribute as a tutor for that. We're also running Crimson Curse. This has been buffed again with the Ekkamar is now 3 strength, so these things are this is just a great card now, just a great card overall. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck, not much to say. I definitely think this deck is very competitive. Some of its weaknesses are definitely Squirtle Traps. Crushing Trap just destroys all your rows swarm, so you have to be very careful against that archetype, but otherwise this does really well. Another weakness is Yerden, but you kind of have to be careful about that anyways. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much else to say about this deck. It's a very bog standard Swarm deck, so let's just jump into the games. Right, first game with Arachas Swarm against... Okay, Ursine Ritual.
You've got the
So this could
heart
be
of an
the standard warriors list. Or it could be Lippy, though I haven't seen much Lippy this patch. Right, movement is not useful against them, so I think we'll just get rid of you. 2 of these is fine. I think we can get rid of 1 of you. Triss. Alright. So let's see how we fare against this. I don't think this is iced, just because iced is always paired with Blaze of Glory. This might just be standard warriors. Which actually isn't that great because... Oh, Armored Drakkar. Wait, is this pirates? No, the reason is because the Hunter actually is very good, and I don't have any way to control it apart from Dorgray. Alright, so we'll start off with this. Start swarming our side of the board. We don't have access to a single talisman, but we do have Triss. We do have our Arachas Behemoth. So I think we just play this again on the melee row again. If it does fill it out, that's fine. We have Chimera. Udalric. Oh.
He is here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 charters from this. Do that. Udalric is a very rare card. You don't see this every day. It's an interesting choice. And I'm surprised he played that naked. I mean, he was correct in assuming I couldn't control that. I could use Parasite on it, which might have been worth it, but I'm more worried about the Swalblood Priest, Blue by Lugos.
For the clan! For Skelliger!
Okay. Gets full great value from it. Does he use leader charge? No, he does not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will actually lose value. So we just play this out? No. I think we just Crimson Curse this. I actually really like the Crimson Curse now. I think it's a very good card. Makes a lot of sense in both Vampires and Swarm. Plus, this row effect just looks gorgeous. I really hope we get to see Full Moon, I believe it was, from Midwinter, which was the same effect except it was blue color instead of red, and it looked gorgeous as well. I'd like to see that come back. So we are winning on even currently, and that's a good thing, especially against Skellige, who can be very scary. Raging Bear. So this is like a Self-Wound deck. Adrenaline 4, right? Yeah, okay. So I guess we just played. I guess we played this out. Might be swarming a tad. We play this, we actually row cap ourselves on the melee row, but we do have space in the range row to play a Chimera. So we played this, then Chimera. There's the priest. So I think I'll just take the One, two, three, four, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So Chimera on either row is the same value. So we'll display the first one on the melee row and then the second one on the range row. Is this Vabiorn into a raid? No, it's Heron Kaduk. Potentially kills this.
All that dancing
Yes,
around.
right.
It's not for me.
Play this out now. Again, we haven't committed much ourselves. The most expensive thing we committed is Crimson Curse, and he's committed his Blue by Blue. It's only 7 provisions. It's a very cheap card for what he can do, especially with this leader. But he has committed the Kaduk. But again, provision-wise, he's not committed much. This is going to kill.
Double the kind and
Yeah,
consider it.
Alright, so we'll play this up now. Get back into the lead. Final 2 bleeding charges from our Crimson Curse. And then we play this out on the melee 1, 2. We don't have space for this in the range row, which unfortunately, actually no. I think I'll just accept the fact that I won't have space.
To arms, men!
I'm not gonna take the pass. Just want to guarantee my win. So we do lose 1 rat, but I don't want to cap out my range row because I do want to ensure I have space for both these. Yennefer is not great because we don't have Yrden. Those two together work extremely well. I mean, she's still great. We have a lot of points. We have 9
The
plus
windmill. It sticks spin around and smash me.
9 plus 6 is 15, and he has 4 plus 4, 8. So we have 7 more units on him. Dora Garay for the lock.
I
which
do not mince
is
words.
fine.
On principle.
So we take the Triss.
Just great.
Okay, we can get it. Any reason to use Stunning Blow? I really wish they would fix this bug. It's really annoying. I can't see what I'm. Spontaneous Evolution, I guess. On to. This will row cap us, right? So we just play this on this. So that was a solid 13-point Triss, and we are 10 points ahead. Now, if that last card is Ceres, it's Morkbog, which is not
Praying to your gods? They wouldn't dare cross me!
Do I commit the Yennefer? No, right? Because I don't have points after this. Do I commit? I don't think I should commit the Yennefer. I think the Yennefer is important to keep. But at the same time, it is Skellige, and we'll play it out. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. You know what? Balls to the walls in this game. Balls to the wall. So yeah, we have both committed quite a bit. I think I committed a bit more than him. Okay, I think we don't need you, Squirrel. He hasn't played a Blood Eagle yet. Do I bleed him? Do I try to get this Ceres out from him now? I think I do.
Truly. And now I shall break you.
Neuromancy's pretty far down. I think I'd go for the safe. I do really want Yrden. No, Yrden's really bad against Skellige, so never mind. Especially considering we've used Yennefer already. So I'll put the Yrden on the bottom, I guess. Hopefully draw into Neuromancy. This is a good draw into Spontaneous Evolution. Or do we have a beast left? We do have a squirrel left. We do have the Spectre, which gives us rats. It's not looking too great. I might regret spending the Yennefer, but again, you know what? We're gonna see how we play against this. There's this Bear Witcher.
Need a hand? Just chop one off.
So he used both Bear Witchers. Unfortunately, this hand is not great. This though. I think that's decent. I'm trying to get out Ceres. I assume he is running Ceres. Olaf. I think I just heat wave that, right? Because Signifer's right is a thing. So if he does run Signifer's right, he at least can't use it on Olaf, though he can use it on Blue by Lugos, which is again very dangerous. Traw's not looking that great, but this last card, if it's something high committal, that'd be great for us. Heim potentially? That could be Heim actually. That could be Heim. Is it Heim? Come on, dude. Come on. Oh, what? Okay. I have no idea what it was. Was it Heim? Was Heim enough? I guess not. I guess Heim was not enough. Wow. That was pretty good. We just won against Skellige. Not a standard Skellige deck, but hey, we won against Skellige. And that is a victory in my book. Cool, let's move on to the next game. Okay, so after a very successful game in Skellige, we're going up against another
I heard you're a fan of my
Ursine
work.
Ritual.
Ardently so.
Alright, this time I assume it's a more standard warriors list. Or with potentially Ceres. Yrden in hand without Yennefer is very bad. It's a very bad card here. Again, movement I don't think is useful, so we get rid of you. Don't have a lot of Swarm. This is not the best looking hand here. Maxi goes, that's great. Get rid of Yrden. Alright. So, okay. We'll start off with the Arachas Nest. Play this out in case he has a random, I don't know, Delirium. Who knows? But I'm expecting him to run the Hunter which is a very good card in this against this swarm list. So we just have to lock that. By the way, for those wondering why I'm using Alzer, I just have one more challenge left with him. I didn't finish all of his challenges. I have to win, I think, 6 more games with the armor outfit, and I'm done. Then I can go back to using Yennefer. He's taking sweet time. This probably means he doesn't have Hunter, or he doesn't have the best proactive play. Or even a good reactive play. Or it's a very gold-heavy hand, and he doesn't want to necessarily use any of them. Blue Boy Lugos, okay.
Come on, let's go. Time to face
This
our
is Lippy.
fears.
This is a Lippy deck, wow. Just do that. So we're going against a Lippy deck. At least that's what Roach suggests. There's his first Oneromancy into Berna Brand. So this is definitely Lippy at this point.
We stand before the Queen of Skellige.
So
Crack and eat me ghoulies.
Okay.
Looky here.
I guess gets some nice Berna value there. I think we just go for this. Do we have space for this? We do. We do have the space for it. So the sequence for me right now would be another spontaneous evolution into Andrega Warrior. And then play Bone Talisman and then Chimera's out. There's a Ceres. I think actually we play Crimson Curse now.
Need a good slap.
Oh, that's good to know. He has one in his hand. Very good to know. This is actually pretty bad. Might play this in the range throw then. So, if I play this here and I consume both, that gives me 2 more. There's the other one. Okay. It's very low tempo play, but does keep him ahead, which is what he cares about, right? We'll do this now. Ooh, I did not do the math of the amount of units I would have. I thought I would have 1 more space left. That's not good. Ooh, he actually has he had a terrible hand. Unfortunately, after this, I can't do anything. That's really unfortunate. I should have done the maths on the amount of units I would have on this range row. That's really bad. Because now I can't play Chimera out. I can't play anything out, so I just have to take a pass if he doesn't kill anything. But he had a terrible hand. That is very rare for a Skellige player. Usually Skellige players have great hands. It's like a passive buff that Skellige decks give to the players, you know. He had both Knickers and he had a Shield Maiden. That might allow me to get out this round securely. I think I can just pass because he's quite behind and the Crimson Curse is giving me value as well. Are you going to kill something? If he kills something, that'd be great. Preferably on the melee, on the range row. Heron Kaduk. Into Bear with your Quartermaster.
Your arms, men.
Can't do anything about that, so we just take the pass. And he pings 1 for on Knickers. And I assume 1 on Berna just to... because anyway it's gonna die to bleeding. Or whatever he plays. This is the first Lippy deck I've gone up against. Okay, there's Olaf. Is that enough?
Hard.
No, it's not enough. The heal also is not enough. Bleeding Goes puts him down to 44. And then another bleeding kicks in with the damage. He's quite behind, and Olaf goes up by 4. So Olaf is... There's the Bear Witcher. That's enough. That's an 8-point play.
I'll cleave you in two.
Alright, so we... He won but 2 cards down. But this is Lippy. And that means that Lippy is always scary, especially once he gets access to his Oniromancy. He played one Oniromancy, right? Yeah. So he has access to Lippy. I don't like these draws. These are terrible draws. It's better. I think I get rid of the Bone. No, Bone Talisman is always good, right? I think we get rid of one Chimera. There we go, that's better. So on the dry pass, we just play Maxi.
Another little thunderbolt.
Great. So we're not getting access to. We're getting access to a Neuromancy after. So we draw 3, mulligan 1. We draw this, then mulligan. The second mulligan do this, but we don't want to mulligan any of these. What is Wispus pulling? Wispus has 1 organic, so we do mulligan, so we do get access to. So yeah, I'm happy with that because mulligan away the organic card that unbricks our Wispus, and we have Yennefer as well. There she is. So we mulligan away. Just to recheck once again, yeah, we mulligan away you, and we mulligan away you. So unfortunately we're missing out these 3, which is really unfortunate. Now Earden is not the best against Skellige, but of course we have Yennefer, but I think Triss might bet. We'll just see based on what the situation calls for. I think I just start out by playing all my charges into this. No, we'll do this first. Row capping is a serious threat though, we have to be very careful about that. Thankfully there's a not against Nilfgaard who would love to go up against a Swarm, especially when I'm at the risk of row capping. 1, 2, 3, 4, this puts 3, so it's 7, so to play 2 charges here. Actually no, I don't need to use this, I can just consume 2 here, that gives me 2 more. Rather play out my cards than actually use leader charge. Come on, Daniel. It's Lippy, should be too hard to play. You have an arrow in hand. There's Brockbar Hunter. We can't kill that though. We can lock it though.
What is it?
So we will lock that.
Mankind is a virus, a plague.
That's a very important lock. It ensures we don't get our units killed. If there's another one, I can't do anything about it. Except probably move it, but that's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. Right now, Onero is looking into Triss. I don't think he's running any specials. So they tend to run 1 or 2, at least like 1 or 2 gutting slashes, right? So the chances of us hitting our specials and the good ones is high. There's a Hame Scald.
Hey, listen here. Listen well.
Into Morkwarg. He's deciding, so it's not Morkwarg then, it's something random. Nope, it is Morkwarg. I don't know why that took so long then. So you might be wondering why I didn't use it on this. I'm very concerned about row capping, so that's what I'm not concerned. A Savage Bear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play this out. Get a ton of value from the Behemoth. And then we can play out Chimera onto this. There's the other Savage Bear. Guess we take it on that then, right? Or do we take a Yennefer right now? I think we'll take the Yennefer. Before he plays his Lippy and his Ceres out, I want to make sure I get the maximum Yennefer value. So yeah, I think this card we just throw away. There's a Lippy. But that's his Onero though. which means he actually can't play Ceres, right? Unless he runs Royal Decree or something, because he just used Neuromancy for that. And he... There's the Heim. There's the other Hunter, there's a Cutting Slash, there's the Heat Wave onto this. Okay, that's fine. Perfect, yeah, he could not play out his Ceres. He drew... So... I'm just thinking, I think if we had, if our opponent had drawn better, I think potentially we might have actually still won this. Just because based on our round 3, how many points we were. When we still had Triss into a potential Bone Talisman, we had another Bone Talisman. And our round 1, we won pretty comfortably, even with his bricks. So I think that was actually going very well for us. Like, his round... Actually, we lost round 1, I don't know why I say we won. But, let's say he didn't get bricked, right? Let's say he had his... he had like proper draws, so then he'd be at like 60 something, just because I assume he would have an Olaf. He played Olaf in round 1, so what else was there? Heim, maybe a Heim in round 1. He would have been much farther ahead. But we still had Heat Wave, so yeah, I think it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I think it would have obviously definitely been much closer. Yeah, it's hard to say, but you know what? I'm happy. 2 games, both against Skellige, both successful victories. That's a very good day for Arachas Swarm. Alright, let's get in one more game in there. Alright, let's hopefully get another win. Shieldwall. So, immediately the potential decks jumps to Specimen's Shieldwall, which is a Magic NR Witcher deck. This could also be like Viraxas as well, who knows. So we are going second. We have a lock, that's nice. We have Viscous Tribute for our cards here, that's good as well. Consume onto this. It's actually a pretty good hand. I think Yrden round 1 we don't want, right? I think we can get rid of this. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so this is a wipe immediate Griffin Witch, or this is Carrick Frigate. Alright. Do I just want to Heat Wave that? I think I do. I think I just take the Heat Wave. Denies him a lot of points. There's his first AA. Unfortunately, we don't have Squirrel. There's the other one. We just lock this. Played on the ranged row.
I do not mince words. On principle.
So this looks like a... I have no idea what this is. There's a Radovitz Royal Guard, so we can now start playing out our Swarm.
Fall overboard and I'm not jumping in after you.
I think this is better. This is better, right? Yeah. There's the Trident.
Waiting your orders.
We play out...
Your blood will
the Night Wraith.
bones.
Then we can consume that with the Warrior. Temerian Drummer.
Army's a waste of time for
It's an immediate Parasite. Which in hindsight might have been rash. Because that could have been used to kill something like a Viraxas. Windham, ooh. I don't see that every day. Play this out. That gives us some great Chimera value. But we play our Bone Talisman first, obviously, because this reduces our Swarm by 1, so we want... He passes. I think we just take the Bone Talisman. Take the pass there, and I think we just go into a long round 3. Just because we have Earden, right? So hoping to draw Oniromancy. There's Triss, that's great. There's the other Arachas Nest. There's the other Chimera. Get Mulligan. Yeah, this is not bricked yet. There's our Earden, so we go for the... So I want to draw this, and those two are priority. And I think this would be very helpful as well. If he's playing something like Visagota, that can be very useful, obviously. What do you want to play, Mr. Opponent? What is your worst card? It's the other... What? Wait.
Don't ever expect your
Wow,
opponents
okay.
to line up.
I guess our opponent really wanted to fix their hand? That is really bizarre to me, actually. That's his second AA. AA is a very good card. I'm actually very happy by that. That is very, very bizarre from my opponent. I don't agree. That's good. That's good. Don't need Maxi. We'll get rid of... I think we just get rid of this, right? Yeah. And we get rid of Maxi. Ooh. Miss out on both of these, unfortunately. But that's okay. We do have a very good hand still. Wispus is pulling out our Arachas Nest, so I think that's going to be our first play. Black Rayla. He might run a one-off Siege Ladder. That's all. Siege Ladder is actually a very nice tech inclusion in something like this, just because it... Okay, there's Visagota, yeah. He's probably happy about that, but I'm not too worried because we have this card right here. Melee roll. Nice, this game here, which means our Arachas Beam. This gives us 3 drones, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If the drone spawns in the front row, that'd be pretty annoying. But I'm not terribly annoyed by that again because I do have the Chimeras, so I think we'll just do this. That's fine. Next up we'll play Crimson Curse, and then we play Chimera, and then we play this, and then we play the other Chimera. That's the sequencing right now, so we have to play this out. Make sure we don't lose out on the value for Crimson Curse, and thankfully he's on the range row, which means they'll spawn on the range row. Keep in mind guys, the Chimera spawn on the opposite row. Don't forget about that. So this is so he's definitely got Unsayas in hand. I assume he's got... This is what, 8 provisions, right? Yeah. There's a Temper in trouble.
Left, right, left, right.
Earden is just looking so juicy. Right, there we go. Actually, the sequencing could also be Chimera onto this row, and then we play another drone, and we play another Chimera, and there's Selkirk, okay. It's fine, I guess. He's put all his charge into that, that's okay, I guess. That's not too bad, because we don't have, let's say, super high value. Like 6 strength is there. If he kills us, that's fine. We just use more of our swarm. Did he play special yet? Not yet, right? So maybe Triss doesn't hit Boiling Oil then, hopefully. And we hopefully hit our Bone Talisman. Baron. I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. But again, we're going wide, we're not going super tall, so that's not the worst thing in the world. Play this out here. Eat that. And he knows that I can't answer anything, so he's just saving everything. Which is smart by him. Honestly, this is not looking super great for us because he has ice. Okay, so this is the prediction. This is Unsayas, Viraxas. There's Unsayas, so that's Viraxas, and last card I have no idea.
Come forth, coward, and your own doom confront.
So you just play this. So now he plays his Viraxas. It's not devotion.
One day I'll return.
Interesting,
You'll
he's
not
not
live to
devotion.
greet me.
So do I play out, I think I just go for Triss first, right? Actually, I think I should just go for a Earden, right? Reduces dual value, is that better? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can't play my leader, so I'll just go for this, I guess.
Just great.
Boiling All might have been better than those. But I think it's better if we have more points. So at this point, it's just who has more value. Our Earden is looking very good, right? How many points is on this room? 57. So he's going to do 9 and a 7. One of these 7s. Okay, he goes for the reset, so the duels are on the 7s then. There's one. There's the other one. And then the next duel goes on to our Bruiser. Okay. And your last card is Fortune Teller. What? Is this for, is this a Matic deck? I think that's a Matic deck.
So short. Just look.
Alright, so we play this out, and bye-bye points. Perfect. This card is so good. That must be so frustrating for him. I feel for your opponent. We played Harmony. My previous video was about Harmony, and that card was not fun. But hey, that shows you the power of Swarm. Earden just fits very naturally in that deck. Because you run Yennefer Vengerberg, and you know, right now a lot of decks are going quite wide as well, like Scoia'tael Dwarves, NR Witchers to an extent kind of does have boosts going on. But yeah, let's just quickly finish this video off with my final thoughts on Arachas Swarm. I think Arachas Swarm is a very competitive deck. I think it's a super strong deck. And I think this version works really well. I think this version is the standard version that most people are running. It just makes sense. This deck, basically, I took from some of the old patches I ran. I think the last patch I ran is something very similar, especially because with Maxi, who just makes a nice... It's just a very nice 5% card here, you know, just to make sure you know what you're drawing. Now, sometimes you might not want to run the Squirrel. You can obviously run a single natural selection if you so wish, but I don't think this card is necessary. You saw the 3 games. We could have controlled some cards, but we still didn't lose that badly at all. The only game I'm still a little sketch about is the Lippy deck. I'm still not sure if our opponent had drawn better, would we have still won? I think we would have. But it would have been very close. It's very difficult to say. But yeah, I think this is a very strong deck. Definitely use this deck, guys. I think this is a super good deck. Super good deck. It's going to get you through a lot. Its biggest weakness is Scoia'tael Traps. Crushing Trap is going to annihilate all your Swarm. And if somebody techs in a Lambert, it's probably, and maybe an Earden as well. A Earden also will hurt this deck. So if you go up against like a mirror, against another Arachas Swarm or another NR Witcher's deck, you want to make sure you have last say against that. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please show your support, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.